Good morning and happy Tuesday. The paint is done. It is finished. Light, white trim, creamy colored walls. You saw what this looked like before. Really nice color. There was nothing wrong with it except it just seemed kind of dark. And I'm going to use this room as a guest room, and actually you'll start seeing stuff in here, actually kind of a staging room to hold stuff that I have for clients. But until then, it's kind of exciting because I have created an entirely different room in only, well, I said a few hours. It was actually longer than that. Yeah. So it was because I decided to touch up all the trim. And I opened the closet and realized I hadn't done the closet yet. Closets are the worst. But I knew if I was going to put stuff back in, I had to do it. So do it. Even when things are hard, just go, you know what? I'm going to suck it up and I'm going to do it because it's going to make all the difference to the room. So, because we're on the clutter series, I want to address this because you can have a different looking room with only a can of paint. This is about 10 by 12. If I hadn't had to do the closet, I would have only needed one can of paint. But I needed a little bit more and I wanted to get that done. So, but here's the thing. Let's say you have carpet in your room. Still lighten up. Let's say you have wood floors in the room. It's just light and fresh. There's actually a nice breeze coming in right now. But then you can start layering in to make it look, like you might go, oh, well, just white, vanilla-y white, that's kind of boring, kind of looks boring. But when you start layering in with high contrast, with a little bit of black or a little bit of texture like basket weave or sisal, it's gonna start to look good. That's why this is a part one. So I'm very excited about this. And let me just say, how I did it personally with clutter, truth be told, my last son was leaving. This used to be his room. And he was laughing when he came home, like the next day to pick something up. And he's like, did you even wait until I was out of the street before you started painting? I'm like, nope, see you later. Love my kids, but you know how that goes. So let me just say that he did hand this to me, this sweet little tiny baseball mitt, and said, I don't want it. If you want it, just toss it. So I might be creating monsters here because I'm like, Tommy, it's your first mitt. No, I'm keeping that. And he had these little, like the coach would give him a ball when they did well or something, and he was going to toss it. So I got to be a little careful because I am not cold-hearted. I do save some stuff, but I have a little spot for that. So this is what we did. Remember when I said cardboard box and cardboard box in the middle of the room? I was not clear about that when I was talking about that in the kitchen. Because what I do is I kept telling him, take and put your stuff in there. Keep putting your stuff in there. Now he was moving to another place. But as he did that in a big open box, you kind of want to get rid of more stuff. That's what that creates. But for those of us that are staying put and we do that, we clean out a room, let's say to paint it, go and put it in the garage for a little bit. And you start living with your room plain for a little bit, psychological, and you'll see you don't need stuff in that box. Now, some of you can just box it up and take it to Goodwill or box it up and throw it or whatever you're gonna do with it. But what I find is then when I'm coming back in the room to finish it off, I start layering in the pieces that are more important, most important. And those of you that have worked with me know that that's how I do it. I layer in. It's the best way to do it. I'm already finding it for myself. What we tend to do is we paint the room and we go, oh, let's go shopping. Let's buy a new bedding. Let's buy this, whatever. But you got to start putting stuff back in the room first. So there was one thing, like this dresser is sitting here. I had to keep it. So that I knew was going in. I know that a bed is going in here, just a twin bed. It's a very small room. So as things start filling up, you'll realize you don't need as much. You don't need to buy as much. And that is the key, that is the ticket. I love doing rooms, but I don't want to see you spend a whole lot. The other thing is, the other update is, don't put a bunch of stuff on the walls. We have too much stuff. I want to say crap, but I'll say stuff. You know what I'm saying. There's just too much stuff in our homes, and that's a look. There is something to that with just one little thing on the wall and maybe one thing over here and maybe a mirror. You know, I'm a mirror fan. That's going to be the update. it's gonna look clean and fresh and like a whole new room, and you'll feel like you've really updated. You've not only painted, you've updated. So the paint and the few little accessories or things I'm gonna buy, I'm gonna spend under $100, and this room is going to look totally different. So part 2 will be, I keep doing that, I'm like Pinky Tuscadero. Part 2 is gonna be next Tuesday. I'll still do Friday favorites, of course, but I'm just excited this is done, and my hand is so sore, it's not even funny. So as I go to my next appointment, I hope my hand works. So I will see you soon. Have a fabulous Tuesday. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Tuesday.